I got like two shirts. One of them is extra large and one of them is a medium. So I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna sell them for 10 too. Shit, fuck it. You okay? Well, fuck with me. Atlas the Poet, y'all. It was that nigga birthday last week, y'all.
That boy good.
Shout out to my guys, man. Matt, great job. Trip, Leroy, Christian is the Lord as well. So can we give it up for our Underdog Academy? I'm really only gonna do 2 short pieces and I'm gonna get out y'all way. Very factual. But I was in a wedding. Well, I was at a wedding in Philadelphia. My flight literally just landed, so I rushed here. So So I have a book coming out called The Token Project. And it's about Blackness and masculinity and my experience. So these are 2 short poems from the project. Coming of age. I met violence when I was 5. I saw my sister's dad turn my mother a punching bag. I cried, pulled a knife out the drawer. Violence was shocked how quickly I learned.
My God.
Chalkboard discipline. The following are open sentences. Here, this sentence will be respected. Black boys do not get erasers. Here, he will learn sentences before sentences. Black boys do not receive the privilege of a learning curve. Here, he will learn sentencing. Black boy was sentenced, period. Here is a perfectly executed sentence. Black boy. Follow the squad, Underdog Academy, and yeah.
Give it up for Quiet Storm.
I don't be running out in these streets. Jesus, okay, all right. Give it up for Underdog Academy, y'all. See, did y'all enjoy yourselves? People that was first timers. It's so funny. There's a couple pieces that they perform, and I always look for the newcomers in the crowd. Y'all facial expressions were awesome, actually. I was like, oh, that's a newcomer. That's a newcomer. This first time hearing that piece. It's so great. It's so great. So that's why we do this, so that you guys can come and check out new artists that you haven't seen before, support, do whatever you got to do. So thank you all for coming out. We're going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and then we have about 5-6 more people on the second half of the open mic. So get something to drink, use the restroom, mingle, talk to the artists. They talk back. I'm pretty sure at least like 95%. So, they got merch. Maddie's got a table set up back there. Trip Fontaine. You can talk to him for his books. Yeah.
My mind's not racing.
We are.
It's been a year and a half.
But the next one, my official page must be. I don't want to like overcharge.
Are you working on FedEx?
I'm not, but I do want to start slow. And then I had like that's many style poetry that I'm like, hey,
More of a style or more of like a direction you have, it becomes more like a creative
Yeah,
slam,
so-
or you have like guided or even like professional poetry that has more of like a layout instead of being like
because my outline is basically.
Or do I introduce
I'm a rewrite poet.
357.
I don't know anything about different stuff. I do rewrite. So I'm gonna teach you this how to
Oh, I see.
I didn't go to Cyrus, contracted in. Megan.
I don't know Megan.
I appreciate
MS10.
it. I was super. I was
Oh,
like,
okay. Well, people
I can.
yes, I'm back. Awesome. Yeah, well, where are you?
That's basically what I'm saying.
That's why the surgery in August.
Oh my God. Good luck. Where?
And then, you know, some of the things are so cool about me. I can't do that. I cannot tell someone I'm seeing Oregon. I have like ethics now. It makes me fucking shit for
I've always screaming to the mic, and you know how to tone it for the more intense pieces. That's good.
If they can finish it legibly in 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Come here. I didn't get to hug you at Isaac's show. Oh my god. Hi, Mom. How are you? It's probably been forever. It's like half of these people that I haven't seen in 2 years.
Yeah.
We tried to do an online thing. Like we had a couple, when we had features, it was okay.
Yeah.
For the summer probably. We'll probably have it either on the stage, or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to keep it up.
Yeah.
We can always
Yeah.
Guys came, like,
By the way,
glad to see you came.
I can read faster, but why
You've
did
been
I've been good, yeah. Haven't seen
But I
Isaac told me to tell him pretty high.
Okay.
He could come to the wedding. We
Okay.
wanted to come.
It's
So,
it's wedding season.
yeah.
And the worst part about it is
Yeah.
like the first 5
Every time I see him, like he,
drink 2 liters.
I didn't even know he did. He basically permeated my entire life. All of the posts that I saw, and he didn't advertise that he did like Twitter. And I was like, oh, did you make this table? He's like, yeah, I just do it on the side. And I'm like, what? And so he's made like bed frames, coffee table,
Yeah,
couch frame. Like, I'm like, hey, you just make it. I'll just let me know when it's done. I'll make it. That's basically our transaction now. It's like, hey, can you make this? Okay, I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just share all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, because you apparently don't share. Like, if I have like a whole apartment worth of furniture, I'm going to share it. So I'm like,
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
every time I see him, they're like,
Right, yeah.
you're just basically doing everything. You don't tell
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get this business. All right.
He's like my brother. My brother is like talented and annoying at the same time. Like, nobody in our family knew the debate.
Yeah.
And then like he was like working at a bakery for 2 years, and we're like, look what you learned how to bake.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So every time I go to
Yeah.
all right, sure, just do a regular job.
Right.
Don't do anything with your arms.
He's the one that.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was in his collection for a while. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Work like 3 grand. He was like, no.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Let up. I made it. You did. I'm glad. Good to see you. Bye, Mom.
I figured we'd have a nice crowd. Like, been trying to promote it. Especially. We're only going to have slam next tonight. Myself and friend it's August 1st. Her birthday's the 4th. Where you going? Go get some Bojangles? Nice. So you got the feature and you got to hang out for a minute. Thanks for coming out.
Shaylin for reminding me that I was supposed to be here without
I'm gonna book engine instead of calling myself out.
Okay. That's fine. Be right there.
Like, we wouldn't put her on there. Like, if she came on stage, we're like, we already have it last yesterday. We could do it. Okay, you guys have to stay.
I think we might come close to breaking even. If not, just a little bit off, which is fine.
Yeah, we have about
maybe 80, give or take, or I threw in some extra. Can't complain. Paying trip. When trip distribute.
Oh yeah, we can. We see where that's going. Jonathan,
What up?
we got about 9 more people.
9 more? All right. All right. I'm gonna cut it down to one per person. Yeah. All right.
All right, y'all, we got about 9 more poets to get through because, yeah, more people signed up. The upside of that is you get to hear 4 more poets. The downside of that is everybody going to the second half only gets 1. I apologize. So, like, pick your best or whatever. I don't know. All right, y'all. Before we get started, July 18th, as previously stated, is our cover slam. In August, we are having our new shit slam. That means if you have read it on this stage before, you cannot read it during the slam. And I think we're streaming on YouTube again. The stream went down for a little bit. If you were watching before and it disconnected, we apologize. Technology is forever our enemy. But with that in mind, we are going to get into the first poet of the second half. Y'all put your hands together for Jenna! She's not there yet. Keep it going, y'all. Keep it going.
Sir, I didn't get to choose, but it's okay. It's all right. I do have this because I'm about to freestyle. Yeah. Well, kind of a freestyle. I'll freestyle and I'll finish off with a poem. That's how, I'm a Libra, moon, and rising, and we like to find loopholes. Yes. Thank you for having me up here and for the folks who came before and the folks who are coming after. This mini freestyle is dedicated to Malik and Amir, the 2 unborn sons I could never hold. A shitty way to do a Rorschach test when you're looking down in the toilet seat like, God damn, I can't make that out. They said it would have feet, but I don't see it. Hell of a way for my body to betray me. But it wouldn't be the first time, when people are like, you're a woman, or they just take things from me physically. It just wouldn't be the first time my body had betrayed me. So for all my young peoples, my queer peoples, for all those who cannot bear children or who have lost children, for Black mothers like me who find solace in the fact that I was able to transition that death and it wasn't a cop. Because that was my biggest fear of having Malik and Amir. So, for my queer people, I just want you to say, fuck you. You don't know who I am or what I've been through to be here. Don't know my past that got me to stand here. So many stories like mine. Some fought wars to find home. Some crossed the ocean in expat and alone. That's why it kills me. It's the irony, yo. It's the irony of you niggas with the caucasity to politicize and polarize our identities, talking about alphabet group, thinking it's a kiki when really it's a lame joke. Nigga, sit your ass down and choke. Swallow it. Because we never doing too much. So fucking tolerate it. It's a shit we have to do. I'm sure my black people can relate. Like when some white people want to be oppressed, won't wear a mask, but a hood fits best. So best advice to y'all, focus on your yard instead of throwing trash into mine. And best advice to my people, say fuck you by living your authentic lives. Don't fit into binaries. Become the living legacy of Black isn't a monolith. Our anger is beyond justified. So flip them motherfuckers off, doing what we do best, being better than anything they could ever do to us. Thank you.
Y'all, give it up one more time for Jenna. All right, we're going to keep this evening moving right along because we have one more person sign up. That means you get 10 poets in the second round, y'all. 10. That's a deal. That is a bargain. That is reasonable. You know what else is reasonable? We're going to call our next poet up to the stage. Y'all put your hands together for True Hoffman! Hello. You can use whichever microphone you want.
Hello. This poem's called Passcode, and it's new shit. New shit! I belong to a city where passcodes are required to enter restaurant bathrooms, and the uneducated always ask why. Why don't they invest in better seating? Maybe they could pay their people more, perhaps donate to a church that focuses on how much tithe they can gather rather than how much life they can save. Today, a woman walks into a Walgreens, but not to get her COVID vaccine. She is there to experience a fresher rush, a more compelling and vitalizing bloodline. This time, she walks hand in hand with her own ghost, choking on addiction, and a man approaches with a smile, asks her, "What is your phone number?" Despite having eyes drained of today's life, somehow in his eyes, her beauty isn't cracked out. And now she is shaking. Fingers are dancing, doing pirouettes like a ballet dancer across his phone screen. Yet the only numbers she can think of are 728363. They're not Powerball numbers. 728363. 728363. And he realizes that he belongs to a city that has developed its own language, morphed into new skin like a shedding snake, found home within countless scars, because these scars, these veins, wear name tags with the words proof of survival. She is a book made of only spines, her pages, arms scattered with fentanyl and shades of purple you've never witnessed. This bliss only acknowledged by those who fall victim to addiction. In her skin, a blanket folded over and tethered, her breath a feather. He drops the phone, condensation, weather, and the numbers have completely vanished, erased, backspaced. So he types them in, the woman staring into his eyes, begging to end the conversation, whispering for help without speaking. Her eyes tell more stories than her wrist. I promise this. So he types in the number numbers again, and she says, focus. And her numbers come back to him, 728263, 728263, 728263, 728263. He says, thank you. She grabs his wrist, virgin to her pain, naked to numbness. He won't understand, but maybe he will understand when she says translate, when she says letters for numbers, when she says know my suffering, when she says approach as human rather than a disease, when she says we die in bathrooms but are remembered as a statistic, when she says we are guidelines for how to end a different kind of pandemic, when she says this country may have eyes but I've seen more with mine closed, when she says fix me. So he focuses and he speaks the language of a growing generation. 728263, S28263, SA8263, SAV263, SAVE63, SAVE M3, SAVE ME, save me. And he looks at her, eyes double dipped in moonlight and raindrops. She falls into his arms, and it all starts to make sense now. You may need a passcode to get into that restroom, but you do not need a passcode to his heart. You just need to.
Y'all keep it going for True. All right, y'all, coming up next to the microphone from somewhere near the back of the patio here. Y'all put your hands together for Why? He's not here yet. Y'all keep clapping. Keep clapping. That's right. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. I like why he knows how to milk the clap with the strut on the stage.
Oh my God, it's so annoying. And no, I'm not hot before anybody asks me. It's a lifestyle. Don't question the hoodie. Who said that? Go home. That's fucked up. Oh, here's a poem that I recently wrote for my girlfriend. It's not finished.
Unfinished shit!
Shut up. See, I hate writing love poems. I never really know what to say. I love you is too short, and frankly, it's been said before, and doesn't really feel like a poem. I think I know the problem. I'm always straight to the point, a little bit too linear in direction. I need to mix it up a bit. My heart and my brain often fight about how to say I love you. My heart wants me to hold you as tight as I can for as long as I can, while my brain wants to fold clothes and do the dishes. Neither want to admit that they think the other has a great idea, so we do both. And this is where I usually stop. Afraid to jinx myself, as if my relationships have a word count, and this poem could use all of them up. I often think about how our kids would interact with the cats. And maybe dog. How they would pet them, how they would hold them, feed them, love them. I often think about how our kids would show affection towards anyone they deem worthy. If they learned anything from us, I think it would be just fine. My love poems are the way I love. Jumbled and genuine, both calculated and spontaneous. I love how I write with hidden passion, often scared of what words will appear almost out of thin air. I want to grow with you. Until our roots no longer fit this pot we planted ourselves in, I want to go outside with you. Until outside seems too small, then I find a new place to be outside. I want to stay inside with you. Until we both don't know what day it is, I want to take out some more student loans. Just to learn more about you. Freshman year would be dedicated just to your hobbies. Sophomore, just your favorite shit like color, food, places, etc. Junior year, what makes you feel good. Senior year would be how you like to be loved. And after all that, still go for my master's in loving you with a concentration in making you happy.
Keep it going for Why, y'all. All right, our next poet up on the stage, I don't think we have had on our stage in at least a year, maybe longer. Y'all put your hands together for Bridget Badass!
figured out. They gotta keep talking to you, man.
All right, since the last time I've been on stage, I've discovered I need glasses. So here we are. All right. Woo! He says, I love you like a whistling tea kettle. The heated water slowly begins to unsettle, contained within the metal vessel. Tiny bubbles wrestle to break free. Then boiling, the pressure of the steam whistles loudly. I hear I love you like a pill. Once said every single day, slowly poisoning my soul. Love was a battlefield. His version of love is daily action and simple touch, words rarely spoken, appreciation deeply understood. I love you means cups overflowing, hearts exploding, words whistling. Not a scorekeeper counting up each play, not a taskmaster demanding today, not a contract with why I stay. So I translate I love you into te amo, the language of love I am learning. Thank you.
Keep it going for Bridget Badass, y'all. All right, by virtue of requesting to go somewhere in the middle, they wrote a question mark next to it, so that's why I said it like that. Nah, we're still in the middle. We're far enough away from the end and from the beginning that this is still somewhere in the middle. It's towards the end of the middle, but it's still in the middle. Y'all put your hands together for Maxwell Patton!
Well, hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Good to hear. So before I go and do my poem, I have a little announcement to make. I have a podcast I've been doing here since February or so.
Oh?
It's up on Spotify and Apple Music called Musically Right. And it is a show where I have on people from Wright State, whether it's a student, an alumni, hopefully some faculty soon. And we talk about music and what changed them, what shaped them, all that. It's super fun. We've actually got some new episodes coming up this Friday. Yeah, I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus just because, trying to get through school and shit, but it's fun. Coming up here soon, we've got Alex Moran, if you guys remember her, and our season finale includes this man right here, Jonathan. It's a good conversation. You don't want to miss it. So this poem today, of course, it's Father's Day. To all the fathers, whether you're alive or off this earth. And I'm not sure if you guys know this. Father's Day for me is a little bit complicated because my dad's not around anymore. He passed over to the other side about 5 years ago. It's been weird living without him, but it's an adjustment that's necessary to make. And this poem, I want to dedicate to those of us who are living currently without our biological father or stepfather, adoptive father in our lives. Can you raise your hand if you fit that criteria? Thank you, guys. You can lower your hand. This one goes out to you. This is Other People's Shit.
OPS?
This is called His Stillness by Sharon Olds. The doctor said to my father, "You asked me to tell you when nothing more could be done. That's what I'm telling you now." My father sat quite still, as he always did, especially not moving his eyes. I had thought he would rave if he understood he would die, wave his arms and cry out. He sat up thin and clean in his clean gown, like a holy man. The doctor said, "There are things we can do which might give you time, but we cannot cure you." My father said, "Thank you," and he sat motionless, alone, with the dignity of a foreign leader. I sat beside him. This was my father. He had known he was mortal. I had feared they would have to tie him down. I had not remembered he had always held still and kept quiet to bear things, the liquor a way to keep still. I had not known him. My father had dignity. At the end of his life began to waken me.
Keep it going for Maxwell Patton, y'all. All right. Put your hands together for our next poet up to the mic, y'all. DeMarcus! By the way, if you wrote "not first" next to your name, we are officially off the hook if we call you at this point.
How y'all doing tonight? Y'all gotta excuse my brother. He enjoying himself. I appreciate these open mics. I appreciate the Yellow Tavern. Every time I come here, it's a blessing. It's an enjoyment. It's all of the above. Shout out to Sky. I think she's awesome. I like the way she presents her shit. Real fast, I was gonna do the poem by Miriam Williamson, Our Deepest Fear, but Jonathan said we can only do one, so I'll do something I just wrote not too long ago. It's called Peace. Quick little backstory of, I'll just say this. The most dangerous thing in the world is a man or a woman, black or white, that's educated. I had to become my own pro se attorney and a bunch of nonsense, but the title of the poem is called Peace. You see, take that knee, to God be the glory. When evil came knocking at the door, time and time again, peace is all I showed. With one wrong move or one slight gesture, you see, this story that I'm telling would never be told. Because they held badges and a gun, shackled so tight my hands became numb. Then had to watch as my son looked on. Peace is all I showed. Then comes the laughter, lies, and disbelief. Words from those I loved calling me names too evil to repeat. Peace is all I showed. My eyes locked in like missiles from a fighter jet. My target was my heart. What are you doing? What are you doing? Peace is all I showed. Accused of this, they said that. Followed here, harassed there. Many nights was cold, many days was long. Still peace was all I showed. Then came more trials to this tribulation. My trails becoming more frustrating. Still peace is all I showed. From systematic racism to false imprisonment. Not to mention the stares and glare staring 100 feet away at Bulldog championships up in the rafters. Yup, Daddy's still here. Peace is all I showed. Then entering this devil's lair, God guides me. No, not afraid I. Sister-in-law or sister-by-laws thinking they know I'm by laws. Around my seeds, how can this be? Why won't you leave? Still peace is all I showed. Then begins the litigation. Yup, still rising to the occasion. I am the greatest. Stay humble. Taking trips from the East Coast all the way to California. Peace is all I showed. Keeping God first. This is my redemption song. Bob Marley taken from my walls, never excusing any of my behavior. Accepted the rules from these broken laws. St. Augustine said, an unjust law is no law. It should not be followed. Yet, peace is all I showed. So this begins again, forgiven. Yet I will not pretend. Peace is all I showed. How much does one accept? How much can one endure? How much? Until it comes to the point when there is peace no more. Yet as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Peace is all I'm able to show. God is love.
Keep it going for DeMarcus, y'all. All right, we got like 4 poets left this evening, and then we're gonna call it a night. Y'all, put your hands together for your next poet up to the mic, Queen Shima. She's not here yet, y'all. This table is enthusiastic as shit about everything that's going on tonight.
So this is old, but I finished it today.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Kind of new, a little new.
Hybrid shit. Hybrid shit.
My father was a dealer. Sold me some shit called Life Game. Told me it was the hottest thing out. All I had to do was give him my youth. Told me that his tongue and spit was truth. And my mama with her right hand to God vouched for him. Hell, she was a dealer too. Gave me a world of pain small enough to fit inside of pockets of denim jeans and warm bags with enough stank to seep through. Took me to the finer places, you know, fly motels where the geeks come to party. My father was a DJ. We never danced though. He showed me how to put my hands up real slow. Taught me how to surrender and take pictures that they would remember me by. Showed me how to use my backside to walk away, break hearts and homes. And if I needed to, my father was a ladies' man. Never showed me love though. Never said anything that sounds something like I love you. My child was never his dream girl. My youth wasn't enough, way too big to fit inside of bags or even crack pipes. Didn't have enough stank on me. Me, no hype man, too young to bump up the party. Me, nothing street me, no money maker me, nothing profitable me, just his daughter. I wasn't spending nothing, so I wasn't getting nothing. My youth just wasn't enough. He had already fucked that up, tarnished every childhood memory, and still got nothing to give to me. And have the audacity to put his head down when I walk in the room like he don't owe down for everything he put me through. My youth just wasn't good enough. He already fucked that up and still got no words for me. Been dealing my whole life and still I get nothing. My father was a dealer, sold me some shit called Life Game before I was old enough to play that game. See, life ain't nothing pretty with a damn shame, but I'm too old to be choked up off of childish pain. Yeah, I grew up with no father. I don't think about that often, but as a black woman, I feel like if I did, I was soft. And imagine that. Your first encounter with a black man, and he teach you how to play the game and play you at the same time. Now every man looks the same, like he wants to take all of my best things and give me nothing in return. Thank you.
Y'all keep it going for Queen Shima. This next poet asked not to go first. I think we can decisively say they are not going first at this time. Be fucking weird if I didn't call you up now, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Y'all put your hands together for Zach.
Thank you, Jonathan, for that. Y'all still alive out there? You still got some energy for me? Is the pillar in the way? I'm too tall. Very quick, I know it's late, but very quick, shameless self-insert. Does anybody like comedy in the audience? Okay, so my best friend Evan and I, Evan usually comes, but he's having a sick day, and we have a comedy show on YouTube called Kinda Well Done. It's like a steak, kinda well done. And we almost have 300 followers, yay. So if you like comedy and video games, check us out. Anyway, here's some old shit. Yeah, if you just like, thank you. Jonathan's like, what if only like one or the other? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, old shit.
Old shit.
Thank you. Your favorite band came to town recently. They came all the way from Australia, like some bizarre and uncomfortable reminder that you still exist. Mostly in memories, sometimes in bottles, but most of all as flesh and blood and soul, and as a reverie. Sinking in and out of my subconscious when I least expect you, morphing onto the blank canvas of a faceless stranger. Subliminal shape-shifting, just another copy, nothing authentic. Nothing could ever be that authentic. I know your ears burn from a subtle feeling with my name on it. A curse not to be uttered out loud, but that still exists in silence, hanging on the back of fearful tongues and good intentions. I'm not sick of writing about you yet. Jesus Christ, there's a picture of us on my altar in the shadow of the Virgin Mary and a dozen other looming idols. I didn't even put it there on purpose. That's just where it ended up. A pathetic effigy that I don't have the heart to bury. I know nobody would believe me if I said so, but it's the truth. And so there, amongst the candlelight and the haunted antiques, together we collect dust, welcome guests in the company of ghosts and cobwebs. Sometimes I don't even recognize the man in that picture, some twisted Dorian Gray of my own creation, not hidden behind velvet attic veils, but in plain sight where it belongs. Not a mystical martyr to the blemish of aging, but a testament to shameful dreamscapes and waking oblivion. Dissociated recollection of what lies beneath a sharp tie and a real smile. I close my eyes and I still taste gin and failure fresh on the lips. This forbidden image, centerpiece of a hypnagogic sacrament. The choir's burdensome refrain reverberating off the cheap glass frame. And within the towering bastion of solitude, I've become something hollow and stale, architect of agony painting little strokes of penance, little drops of pain outlining the corners of the canvas. Don't forget, I tell myself. Outside, orange leaves fall gently upon long brick pathways, like decorated corridors to a time when a sharp tie was worn like a crown and not a noose. The mangled tendrils of insolence gripping at my throat tighter all the time, even on the days when I don't look at that picture, even on the days when I don't think about that picture. No, apparently I'm not sick of writing about you yet, although sometimes I wish I would write about anything else. Maybe sing a song for the good of the world and the pinnacle we're all upon, instead of mourning my own mistakes every time I pick up a fucking pen. Always sending dead flowers instead of colorful things, but everything's grayscale. I flick another cigarette out of my car window and the Australian band keeps playing, singing the same somber song they did 5 years ago, every time you slammed the door coming home, leaving home, playing the same dreamy interludes that began on the edge of every sleepless night and floated into every imminent sunrise, the same notes and melodies now echoing throughout this desaturated landscape where the ghost in my ears is you and the tingling burn upon yours is me. Thank you.
Y'all keep it going for Zach. All right, we got 2 poets left, and one of them requested to go as late as possible. Since we have 2 poets left, if I were to call them up now, that would not be as late as possible. So we're going to go ahead and call up our penultimate poet of the evening. I like to say that. It makes Link happy. It's something that I can do in public that makes Link happy. All right, y'all, give it up for your next poet, your host for the second round of the open mic tonight, Jonathan Gallion! Oh, thank you all. You're too kind. That's unfortunate. This is called string music. After Nero learned the Star-Spangled Banner, the first thing he did was change the key. B-flat major to B-flat minor. It still sounded like America, though. Like the 21st century rallentando. So gradual that it felt like a lazy summer day, stuck between the humidity and the haze of smog, keeping watch over the next city, dropped into lento, full dirge as the leaves changed from yellow to orange to brown. The violin stood center stage. Nero played solo, flirting with death, wrapped the notes around the remnants of what was, trailing a black Cadillac stuck first gear, pine box, rotting out from the inside, letting the Midwest go first for a change while the coasts clung to the past like the last breath of oxygen before they drowned. And Nero swore the music was beautiful and the people sang along. A fanfare not yet ready to mourn, still not paying attention, still waiting for someone to yell, "Play ball!" All custom, all reflex, all American, all America the Beautiful, rapped Kathleen Lee Bates patriotic poetry around Samuel Ward's hymn, but the seas don't shine anymore, all petroleum and cellophane, mountains beaten purple, stripped mined, blue-collar workers coughing up coal dust, watched as the amber waves of grain slipped through their fingers, prosperity draining like time through an hourglass. And Nero played on. Slipped into Irving, Berlin. God bless America. Now desperate, now screaming. Bow, no rosin, drug across frayed strings, melody creaking like a long neglected door closing for good, broke the key of C major into D sharp minor. As prayers turned to a plea of desperation, night had lasted too long, guiding light burnt out. We find Nero's violin, now fiddle, now folk song, now Woody Guthrie, trembling in his last days, the cold sterile confines of Creedmoor Psychiatric Center. His people still standing in the shadow of the steeple, still hungry, and Nero plays F minor. Snow falls on the once fruited plains, the alabaster cities no longer gleaming, human tears falling. Nero plays on coda, decrescendo, pianissimo, fiend. It only took until I was like 35 for being a band geek in high school to fucking pay off for me. That was very kind of you, whoever said I don't look 35. I have these bright lights shining in my eyes, so I can't really see anyone unless you're like over here where I'm not looking into the lights. Oh, it's true. Well, with a name like that, you couldn't possibly be lying to me to make me feel better about myself. So, thank you. I'm going to. I really am. They said late as possible. I figured I should stall for a while. Okay. Y'all put your hands together for your final poet of the evening, Reagan Southbury! Wait, which mic? Oh, are you, okay, you're going to use this mic.
Salutations. Okay, so I can't see anybody, so this is just participation. So does any it relates to my poem. Who's ever been called fat? Hell yeah, hell yeah. So something this poem I knew very new shit. New shit. Something that I've been working through a lot lately has been the journey of feeling beautiful. So, and loving my body. So this is still kind of unfinished shit, but it's new shit. So, so yeah. Okay. Okay. Girl, you're so brave, she tells me in the middle of a Goodwill on a June afternoon. I'm wearing shorts and a bralette. It's hot and sweat is pouring down my back. It takes a flash of a second before I realized, yes, fat. Her smile looks like a pearly switchblade. My stomach sinks. All I can muster up is a thank you. In my head, I see her cutting in my stomach, ripping away each fat cell like they did. My mom, my grandma, my sister, my friends, my teachers, my therapist has been tag teaming, commenting, poking, recommending diets, workouts. Don't eat this, don't eat that since 5th grade. I would cry every time we would go I would cry every time we'd go shopping because I went into double digits in 6th grade. Double digits is a death sentence to an 11-year-old, to the mom outside of the stall at Walmart. I would cry. Why am I not pretty? Tears fall down my face. My mom face down and her words venom. Well, maybe if you didn't eat so much, you'd be a size 6. I wanted to look like the models on TV. I told her, thin is beauty. This is what gets the love and affection and attention. but I'm fat, 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 fat. The wallflower that sits on the side at prom, the one who isn't, told that they're lovable by the, this is anyway. This one I didn't complete yet, so we're gonna move on. It took watching Hairspray 6 times with the little girl I babysat for a weekend last summer to see Beauty. Queen Latifah showed me what beauty is. She is the epitome of gorgeous. She told me to eat, so I ate. Finally, I look at a plate and I don't see 2 hours on a treadmill. I stopped weighing myself after that because for the longest time, the weight of the world was 35 pounds, and it's been getting lighter each pound I gain. Finally, the doctor this year tells me I am. Well, that shouldn't matter, nor should it matter to you. I'm healthy, numbers excellent. My doctor tells me I'm brave. I don't think she knows what she says, but I say yes, I am. Learning that you are beautiful like everyone else is brave, and I hope everyone else is brave out there like I am too.
Keep it going for reggae, y'all. Give it up for all the poets tonight. Give it up for our feature Underdog Academy. Give it up for Yellow Cab Tavern. Give it up for the Pizza Bandit. And give it up for yourselves for coming out and hanging out with us on this hot, fucking humid Midwest night. We will be back on July 18th. Until then, enjoy yourselves, y'all. Class dismissed.
Good night, YouTube.